I'm Rick and I took the Energy Makeover Challenge. I just couldn't believe how little I had to do to sort of make that noticeable of a fix. The process for me was as simple as hanging up a piece of paper. I literally had nothing to lose.
And I think it worked.
I was interested from the word go. My name is Rick Riggs. I'm one of the owners and engineers here at Handwritten Recording. We started out here in 2005 with the hope that this sort of business would resonate with local musicians, and gradually over time we've sort of retained our loyal artists that we've worked with and sort of picked up from there. We offer full service tracking, mixing, and editing. We do everything from voiceovers to bands to choirs to anything you need recorded, really.
When I work with a client on the Energy Makeover Challenge, I basically want to analyze what's going on in the space. I look at the energy, I look at what's beneficial in the space, and I look at what is energetically not stable, and then I make predictions for the client in terms of what they're probably experiencing and see if it matches up with the reality.
My relationship sort of began with Cary. I was skeptical, to say the least, in that I didn't understand it, nor did I think that there would be any sort of tangible results from it. So when he asked if it was okay, if he would take a look around our space and, you know, kind of gauge the energy, I was almost nervous.
The key to remediating spaces is to harmonize the energy in the environment. And if I can harmonize the energy in the environment, then that changes things physically and it changes things biologically so that these harmful effects are not occurring with banker lines, for example. This is a key thing when I start working with residential clients or commercial clients, because if they have toxic energy lines that are running through key parts of maybe a bedroom or a bed or parts of equipment, it's going to affect that.
The first thing that Cary mentioned that was incredibly significant to me was that we had a banker line running literally at the crux of our operation, at the dividing line between the control room and the live room, which is where everything connects electronically.
So it was very important for me to test the banker lines here, and what I essentially did was dowse for them and identified that they were having an east-west banker line running right through the predominant equipment that they were using. I made a prediction that with handwritten recording and the banker line crossing through the majority of their sound equipment and their computers, is that they're probably having more maintenance issues than what they could. And by harmonizing the energy in their space, they will probably benefit from that and reduce the amount of equipment failures.
It's also where we're prone to the most problems, as you can imagine, because this is where we connect the two rooms and run all sorts of wires and lines through. So when he told me that that's where a banker line was, which is totally foreign terminology to me. I didn't know what a banker line was from a straight line at that point.
Banker lines are naturally occurring lines that radiate from the earth. They come in a grid pattern. They run about every 30 feet, east and west, north and south, and they're about 3 feet wide. And banker lines are particularly bad because they're polarized. They move energy from one side to the other side of the line, and it's sort of sitting like in an energy tornado. If equipment is sitting in a banker line, whether it be an elevator at a hotel or it's equipment here at Handwritten Recording, it will have a tendency to break down.
An average technical difficulty that we would have would be a mic line not connecting from live room to control room, or us not receiving the signal from a microphone that's happening in the live room to get to the control room, or the signal had a buzz or a hum, you know, things that sort of derail the process of a recording session. So for Cary to come in here and potentially have a solution to those, I was interested from the word go.
When I work with a client, whether it's a commercial client or a residential client, honestly, I don't know what the impact is going to be. I have pretty good guesses, and I know what certain things will happen when I energize a room or I remediate a toxic energy line, but in the end, I don't know.
Cary understands my point of view as a skeptic towards the whole process, in that he would explain to me, yeah, it is kind of weird, but it works, it kind of makes sense.
So the way that I remediate it is through this image that harmonizes the energy.
The fact that they were just pieces of paper that I could hang up next to my soundboard, that was a joy. That was nothing for me to have, hang up.
When you harmonize an environment, the biggest barometer is when the human anatomy changes, and also when the anatomy of a business changes. In other words, when there aren't as many equipment failures, the biology of someone's life and health becomes changed.
The results are kind of astonishing in that we haven't really had as many technical troubles. So bands are happier, I'm happier, we can sort of have a little bit more harmonious of a relationship when I'm not tied towards making any technical corrections. It's saved me money in having to pour any sort of financial resources into fixing problems, and it's saved our clients money because we're able to move smoother, move faster.